Have you ever wondered the difference between living in Beverly Hills compared to the rest of Los Angeles? Then stay tuned. Hi, this is Erik Brown, your local real estate agent, and my team and I are presenting to you the best of Beverly Hills, where we share with you the best and brightest that the city has to offer. Now, as always, I'd love for you to be able to see all of the content that we have to share if you're interested in Beverly Hills, particularly if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in here or the area at some point, because we're getting phone calls and text messages and emails every day from people with questions on what it's like to live in the city when they're thinking about buying or selling. And we'd love to be a resource for you. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to make sure that you're getting notifications, and share your comments below. We'd love to be able to connect at any point that you've got questions or comments. So as mentioned, I wanted to dive in today and talk a little bit about what is the difference between living in Beverly Hills compared to living in the rest of Los Angeles. So let's dive right in. Beverly Hills itself is an area that is right in the middle of the city, and you have everything from the hills on the north side to the flats on the south side. Beverly Hills is going to go all the way up to Mulholland Drive, which is what separates the valley from the west side of Los Angeles. And you'll have areas that are in the hills like Beverly Park and Benedict Canyon, Beverly Glen. These areas in the hills will be anything from gated communities and homes to homes that were built in the 60s to brand new construction with gorgeous multi-million-dollar views. And then that comes down into the flats. You've got roads like Sunset Boulevard, Santa Monica Boulevard, Wilshire and Beverly Boulevard. These areas are what kind of intersect east and west sections of the city, not only from a residential area, but also from a commercial area. And then kind of from east and west, you've got big, somewhat famous streets like Doheny, Roxbury, Cannon, Rodeo Drive, which most people seem to know of, all in the luxurious 90210 zip code. So that area is how the city is basically broken up, and it's centrally located compared to greater Los Angeles, can be very, very far on the west side or very, very far on the east side. It's one of the advantages, I think, of Beverly Hills in the fact that it is right in the middle. One of the other big differences of Beverly Hills is the cost of living. Housing is more expensive, but so is entertainment. You're going to find these are probably the big two. Now you're going to find smaller expenses as well, like gas can be more expensive, groceries can be more expensive, but your largest one is going to be housing. The average home right now in Los Angeles County is a little over $700,000. On the west side of Los Angeles, it's over $1 million. In Beverly Hills, the average home price so far this year is over $7 million. Now in 2016, it was $5 million. So in 5 years, Beverly Hills has gone up $2 million in value. And you're going to see that that trend over the long run, history has a tendency to repeat itself. Now, nobody has a crystal ball to know exactly where pricing is going, but cost of living in Beverly Hills seems to continue to go up historically. One of the other big differences that you'll see in Beverly Hills is the people. And there's a lot of different ways to be able to look at that, and I'll just describe some of the differences. You're gonna have more celebrities, and you're gonna have a more affluent general homeowner that lives in Beverly Hills because they can afford it. You're also going to find that there are people that are in certain subsects of industries where they're really, they do quite well. Entrepreneurs, people that work in finance or hedge funds, dignitaries from other countries, celebrities and athletes. And then you have just regular folks that have regular jobs as well. But you'll just find more of the latter in Beverly Hills than you would in other areas of Los Angeles. You're also going to see that compared to other cities, particularly on the East Coast, that in Beverly Hills, people wear their money a little bit more. So you'll see expensive watches, jewelry, clothes, cars. It's just a little bit different in regards to what the people are like here compared to what they're like in the rest of Los Angeles. One of the other differences in Beverly Hills is the weather. Now, how is that different than LA? Well, LA County is gigantic. It includes the valley, it includes some of the south section of LA, it includes east and west all the way to the ocean. And so if you're on the west side, Pacific Palisades, Malibu, Santa Monica, Venice Beach, you get direct ocean effect. And at night, it's a little cooler. And during the winter, it's a little cooler. And then on the other side of the mountains, in the valley, you don't get the ocean effect. And so you get more direct sun. And so it's a little warmer, generally 10 to 15 degrees warmer. So in the summer, if it's 90 degrees in Beverly Hills, it's 110, 100 degrees, 105 degrees in the valley. And so the weather, the nice part about greater Los Angeles in general is that it's pretty consistent. There is no snow. You're going to find generally minimal rain, and it's going to be pretty temperate with really nice breezes off of the ocean. And you don't get that in downtown Los Angeles as well, just because it's further east away from the ocean. So you've got all these pockets around Beverly Hills that just make for a little bit of a different experience weather-wise. Now, this is usually a very good stopping point for me to say, what other questions do you have? Is this information helpful? Sometimes people that watch may know a person or two that may also benefit from information in Beverly Hills, and I'd love for us to be able to share. So again, feel free to share this information, comment below, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you're getting the latest updated info about Beverly Hills and Greater Los Angeles. We are here to help. Let's move on to our next step. One of the other differences about Beverly Hills is Hollywood. I at one point had read that Hollywood employs 1 out of 8 people that live in Los Angeles. Now, Los Angeles County is 14 million people plus. And so 1 out of 8 people is a lot of people that are working here in the industry. And so because of that, you have people that will talk about things that are industry related, not only the actors and actresses that perform, but directors, photography, grips, people that work in the union, talent agency, the whole nine. Hollywood adds a different component, and with Beverly Hills, it is adjacent to Century City. Century City is another business district outside of downtown Los Angeles, and that area has 2 really large talent agencies, William Morris and Creative Artists. These 2 agencies wrap up a huge chunk of the industry as well, and so Hollywood, next to Beverly Hills, adds a little different feeling than you would feel in Greater Los Angeles. You're also going to see that schools are a little bit different. And by that, I mean that they rank really, really high. Typically 9 out of 10 on most websites. Greatschools.org is oftentimes used. And so you're going to see schools like Beverly Hills High School, Warner Schools, Buena Vista, Hawthorne, Roscommare. These schools all rank really high. So people will want to move into Beverly Hills so they don't pay for private schools and get a better education within a schooling system. So schools are different in Beverly Hills than they are in Greater Los Angeles. You're also going to find that diversity is a little bit different. Los Angeles is the classic American story, and that is absolutely a melting pot from people all over the world. And Beverly Hills has that, just a little bit less. You've got a couple of subsects of diversity. There is a very large Jewish population, there is a very large Persian population, and there's smatterings of everything else under the sun. But you'll find more diversity in Greater Los Angeles than you do just in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills also has a small town feel compared to the rest of LA. If you're in downtown Los Angeles, or you're in Century City, or you're in Hollywood, it feels like a big city. In Beverly Hills, you've got this commercial district that has things like Rodeo Drive and shops and hotels and restaurants, and that's great. But once you get outside of that, it feels like a small town. There's only 35,000 people that live in Beverly Hills. And so it's got a small town feel to it. Now, you do get tourists that will come in, and you do get paparazzi, but the city itself feels like a neighborhood. You'll also find that the city has a number of different renovations. Big businesses, big luxury businesses like Chanel and Tom Ford and Louis Vuitton and Gucci, they're all located here, and their flagships are here. And so those flagships will go through some pretty amazing renovations. And the same can be said for businesses that are in the area. The Century City Mall, which is practically walkable from Beverly Hills, went through a multi-billion-dollar renovation to make the experience of retail that much more luxurious and customer-friendly. And so renovations, not just with buildings, but also with the housing stock. I've mentioned many a time that there are 40 different architectural styles in Greater Los Angeles, and Beverly Hills is no different. But you'll just find a level of opulence in Beverly Hills that is a little bit different in the rest of Los Angeles. Beverly Hills will have more homes than Greater LA in price points of 20, 30, 40, 50 plus million dollars. And with that, you get a very different level of renovation. And that leads us to our last big difference, which I've just touched on, and that's the homes. Not only difference in architectural styles, difference in renovations, and difference in price points, but you'll also have differences in amenities and appreciation. Beverly Hills seems to appreciate a little bit faster than the rest of Greater Los Angeles as a whole. And part of that is because of all of the amenities of the city and all of the amenities of being associated with that pretty famous zip code. So 90210 goes a really long way. Whenever I work with clients that are from out of state or out of country, they absolutely know of 90210, and they know of the luxury that comes along with it. That makes for a difference. So that, my friends, are some of the biggest differences of living in Beverly Hills compared to living in Los Angeles. If you've got any other questions or insights that you would like to know about living in the city, or if you've ever considered moving to Beverly Hills or Los Angeles, or are thinking about selling, know that my team is here to help and answer any questions that you may have. Again, I invite you to hit that bell, make sure that you're getting notifications on our next videos, subscribe, and if, like I said, you have questions, we are one click away from helping you on your dream home goals. You can touch base with us on phone, on website, or on any of our social media accounts. We are here to help. Looking forward to talking to you soon.